today's video is going to be a tutorial on how to make a arm knit I-cord scarf. And I will be using the Boodles yarn. It is t-shirt yarn. I decided to go with t-shirt yarn because it's not necessarily warming yarn. Like, it's not going to keep you warm, but it'll really act as an accessory. So that's kind of what I wanted. And I got this yarn off of minervacrafts.com. Or you can order it off their Boodles website. The only thing that I didn't like, so this is called Orange Yellow, and this is called Shades of Red Orange. So together, they go well together. They totally do. But I didn't know, there weren't any pictures on the website. So that's the only hard part. And also, if you're working with t-shirt yarn, no two t-shirt yarns are alike. So just be very careful with that. But yeah, so let's get into it. If you've never arm knit before, it's super easy, and I will have a close-up of everything that I'm doing while I'm working on it. So basically, we're going to make a slip knot, just like we would if we're regularly knitting. And you should keep a pretty long tail, unlike this. So I'm actually going to go like this. So that's about an arm's length, and then I'm going to make a slip knot, and then I'm going to put it on my arm. I'm going to take my jewelry off. What? Don't you know I'm filming? Perfect. Okay, so we have our slip stitch, and it is on our arm, on our wrist. And by the way, this works if you're a righty or a lefty. So if you're a righty, this is on my right wrist, and if you're a lefty, you can put it on your left wrist. I'm actually going to take my watch off. Whew. Okay, so now that we have this, we're going to cast on 2 more stitches. So in total that we have 3 stitches. So I'm going to basically cast on the way that I would if I had needles. And just, so that's 2. So I make this 4. So if I have my fingers like this, I'm going to hold the yarn, the working yarn, in my 3 fingers. I'm going to wrap it around behind my thumb, behind my forefinger, and bring it in front. And then I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to slip it underneath the yarn that is wrapped around my thumb and my forefinger. And there you go. So hopefully the close-up will help you. And now is the fun part. Now we get to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So make sure you're always taking 2, because that is equal to 1 stitch. And then I'm going to bring it over my wrist, over my hand, and now you see there's a loop. So with that loop, I'm going to put that on my left hand or right hand, and I'm going to hold it pretty tight. And I want to keep my hands as close together as possible, because that just makes it look pretty. And I'm going to repeat that for the rest. So I'm going to bring my working yarn, I'm going to hold it in my right hand, and then I'm going to bring the last stitch over both, and I'm going to wrap it. Okay, so this is our first row. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put all of these stitches back onto our right hand, because this is an I-cord. And we're going to have the yarn again, and we're going to knit. We're going to just do the same thing, and because it is an I-cord, it will start twisting and tubing itself. So we will never go from non-dominant hand to dominant hand. We'll never knit that way. We're just going to slip our stitches back on. Yes. Okay. And here we go. 1. And we're just going to keep going until we have our, oh no, there's a knot. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. Just breathe. Breathe through the knot. Breathe through it. Oh no, that made it worse. Okay. So, I'm glad we figured that out. It's not a knot. We got rid of it. So I'm going to put my stitches back onto my right hand. And so what's up, guys? So see, it's kind of, you can't really see, but I'll show close-ups of it. And we're going back. The only problem with this is that, like, you can't make, I don't know how people make blankets out of it, because personally, I would have to go to the bathroom, and what am I supposed to do with it, you know? Like, that's the part I don't quite get. Besides that, it's super easy. So I really like the way this looks, and I was not being a good instructor and counting how many rows I did. So let me count. To make it go around twice, oh, I really like these colors together. To make it go around twice, I'm gonna say you would need about 20 rows. That's my educated guess. Anyway, so this is, I'm going to start binding this off, and all you have to know to bind off is super simple. So I'm going to actually go back and knit the last row, and then I'm going to take the first stitch, and then I'm going to knit, oh crap, and then I'm going to knit this, and done. And the last one, and then I'm going to make a knot. So I'm going to make a nice old knot, and I'm going to connect it to the beginning and kind of have like an infinity scarf necklace type of thing. Okay, so we're tying it, and then you can either, I kind of like this bow effect, but you can either tie it off or you can wear it. So this, oh, and okay, so let's say you have a piece like this that is just too long. All you have to do is stretch it and it starts to look normal again. So this is the final product, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys in my next video. Hey guys, so here I'm doing a little demo of casting on. So I have that stitch casted on. As you can see, I'm wrapping it behind my thumb in front of my first finger, and then I'm just putting it, my hand underneath that part, and I have 1, 2, 3 stitches, and you want to remember that for when you're knitting, you want to keep both the red and the pink together because you're double knitting. So we're just going to have our working yarn in our dominant hand, and we're just going to pull the stitch off of our hand, and you see that loop? We're going to put that loop onto my left hand, and we're going to repeat that for the last step as well. So we're going to pull the stitch over, pull up that loop through it, and then because this is the first stitch, I'm kind of just making it look better. And because we're doing an I-cord, all we have to do, we're not going to knit back, we're just going to put everything back onto our dominant hand. So I'm going to put everything back on my right hand, and we're going to start again. So this is how we're knitting, and I'm putting it onto my left. Pull up a stitch with that working yarn and put it onto our left hand. So that is all that it is, and I'm just going to keep putting it back onto my dominant hand. That's all you have to remember, and then keep on knitting. And you will see that there is going to be a cord that is formed, and that is very right for it to form. I hope you guys liked this video. Please make sure to subscribe. Hey guys, so today's video is I need a new thing to say. Anyway. What? Don't you know I'm filming? Poor